Hi, and welcome to Productive C Sharp. In this episode, I want to share with you the 15 reasons why you should learn C Sharp in 2024. This is a very popular LinkedIn article that I published, and I want to go through all the 15 reasons with you based on my experience of 15 plus years working as a professional C Sharp developer. And I want to share why I think C Sharp is the best programming language in the world and why you should learn it next year. If you're interested to learn more and take the next steps to master C Sharp after listening to this episode, please go ahead and check productivec-sharp.com. I have a free course on modern C Sharp, and you can join our membership site now that it's Christmas time with a fantastic offer. Go check it out, productivec-sharp.com, and see if there is something that might interest you. Okay, let's get into the content. The number one reason why you should learn C Sharp is because C Sharp is simple, readable, and easy to use. As a developer, you know you spend most of your time reading and understanding code instead of writing it. So that's why it's one of the most important quality I consider in a programming language is readability. The effort language designer put in creating constructs and new syntax to make the code readable, elegant, and compact in C Sharp is extremely valuable for optimizing modern team-based software development. So a language should not get in the way of readability, but on the contrary, it should provide a way to express your intent clearly. And C Sharp was designed from the ground up with simplicity and readability in mind. It was one of the core design principles of C Sharp when it was created by Microsoft. C Sharp was inspired by languages like C and C++ and Java, but the designers took the best part of them and innovated further by introducing new concepts like value types, properties, events. For example, C Sharp does not allow you to use row pointers directly to memory, and it does not offer multiple class inheritance. C Sharp provides a garbage collector that is handling the memory on your behalf. And for the majority of the scenarios, you don't need to worry about memory management. It just works. And that's what makes working with C Sharp a lot easier. C Sharp is also easy to learn because learning a small subset of the language allows you to be immediately productive and write useful code. More advanced features can be learned as you become more proficient, but you're not forced to learn them all at the beginning. Okay? C Sharp is also very good at encapsulating complexity. Sometimes you can successfully use C Sharp features even without fully understanding how they work under the covers. You can work with iterators for years without ever understanding how they work. And trust me, I've met senior developers that didn't get there, but they were super proficient in using them. You can work with async and await without knowledge of all the intricacies about how the feature is implemented by the compiler. This is important, okay? Object-oriented encapsulation is an important principle, and the language itself is using it. Okay, so I find this quite remarkable about C Sharp. You can learn it in steps and become a master gradually over time. So the number one point is C Sharp is simple, readable, and easy to use. The second reason is because C Sharp is all about developer productivity. Developer productivity is another key design principle for C Sharp since the first release. C Sharp is a strongly typed language developed to make it easy to build powerful tools on top of it. Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code are best-in-class software development environments used by C Sharp developers. The RSharp Visual Studio extension provides incredible productivity, RSharper, code analysis, code generation, features that basically allows you to 10x your developer productivity. I've used RSharper for a long time, and it's amazing, and I can't live without. Rider is a new, powerful, and popular cross-platform IDE for C# software development introduced by JetBrains. As a developer, I really care about productivity. I love to work with tools that help me be more effective in my job. I like that I can rely on powerful C# compiler to find errors even before I run my code. With C# 9, you can even get the compiler to help creating null-safe software, now that C# introduce nullables types. C# also contains a tons of features, explicitly added to the language just to improve productivity and make common tasks easy to do. For example, the null conditional operator enables developers to do null checking in an incredible, succinct way. Indexes and ranges allows to intuitively create slices from collections. var reduces the need to duplicate type names. Generics avoid duplicating code that only varies by type while preserving type safety. Records, primary constructors, and top-level statements help to remove a lot of boilerplate code and be more productive. Global and implicit using help to save horizontal and vertical screen space. As you can see, there are a lot of features in C# that really helps C# to be the most the most productive language available. And that's reason number 2. The third reason is that C# is a multi-paradigm programming language. C# started as a strongly object-oriented language and over time became a multi-paradigms language, supporting imperative, declarative, generic, and functional programming styles. So it's quite amazing. It's really getting the best from other programming languages in a very coherent way. And generics, for example, introduced in C#2, enable developers to implement algorithms and data structures that were parametric with types. The key thing was that this feature was implemented natively in the runtime, making generics completely efficient and type-safe, instead of Java, for example, where that's not the case. LINQ introduced functional programming to C#. The combination of features like lambda expressions, anonymous types, extension methods, expression trees introduced a functional and uniform way to query data sources. Personally, I think LINQ is one of the most elegant and powerful technology added to C#. The query syntax also provides a declarative SQL-like experience directly inside the programming language. LINQ introduced an unmatched readability to our C# code, transforming the way C# software was developed in the wild. I totally agree with that. C# 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 continue the functional journey, adding capabilities like switch expressions and advanced pattern matching to the language. It's incredible how much has been added to the language and how much powerful different style of programming, of paradigms are available inside the language. And that's reason number 3. And we are only at reason 3. There are 15 reasons, so it's quite amazing. Stay tuned. Don't go away. There is so much more. Number 4 is C# is a flexible general purpose language. C# is very flexible and allows you to develop a big variety of systems. With C#, you maximize the return of investment on your skills because you can build almost any kind of applications with it. You can write console applications, desktop applications, Windows services, web services and web applications using ASP.NET Core and Blazor, native mobile application using .NET MAUI, AI application with ML.NET, semantic kernel. You can use build distributed and cloud application on Azure, build games using Unity, Godot, and other frameworks, IoT applications, and also you can build reusable libraries for all the .NET developers around. It's very important to say that C# was not designed to develop system-level performance critical software. It was not designed to compete directly on performance and size with the C and C++ languages, but we're going to get there. Performance are quite outstanding in C#. Reason number 5, C# runs on a solid, well-engineered .NET runtime. C# was not designed in isolation, but as part of the overall .NET Framework project. And personally, that's something that I quite loved the first time I came across to it. The .NET runtime, called CLR, is an outstanding piece of engineering that provides memory management, just-in-time compilation, assembly versioning and loading, security, thread synchronizations, exception handling, common type system, attributes, interoperability with a managed code, culture, and a lot more. In recent years, .NET Core was developed from the ground up and improved on the original .NET Framework implementation in some significant ways. .NET Core provides the ability to develop cross-platform applications, new deployment modes, incredible performance, and much more. .NET and .NET Core finally converged in .NET 6 on November 2021, and they set the foundation of a single modern unified platform for C# development. And since .NET 8 have been released on November 2023, continuing this amazing journey. It's quite an exciting time. .NET is evolving every year. There's going to be a new major release every November from now on. And Microsoft is working tirelessly on that, including the whole community as well. Number 6, C# is cross-platform. At the beginning, C# was a language exclusively reserved for Windows developers because the .NET framework was tightly coupled with Microsoft operating system. And that was definitely a limiting factor in the adoption of C#. Finally, this is no longer the case. .NET has been designed from the ground up to run on multiple operating systems, including Linux and Mac. .NET MAUI provides the ability to run on your C# code natively on mobile platforms, including Android and iOS. So now you can run your C# on multiple operating systems, and this is absolutely fantastic. Number 7, C# is mature, popular, and in very active development. So now, in 2023, C# is 24 year old. It's amazing how old it is. It's very mature, and it's evolved in a significant way over the years. C# is one of the top 5 most popular programming languages in the world, and .NET is the most loved software development framework in the planet. The TOB Index predicts C# as 2023 Language of the Year, close to overtake Java in popularity, and all .NET developers are looking forward for this time. I believe many Java developers who are listening to this podcast are gradually moving to C#, and because it's more expressive, it's a more productive, and also, open source. So moving away from restricting licensing languages. And C# is also in a very active development. The latest stable release is C# 12, that was released in November 2023, and introduced a lot of improvements to the language, as always. New major releases, as I said, are expected to be released every year alongside updates to the new unified .NET in November. Reason number 8. We are basically halfway through. C# is open source and led by Microsoft. C# is now fully developed in the open on GitHub. That's quite remarkable. The last 6 releases, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, were developed using an open source model, and future releases will continue to be developed in this way. Everyone, really everyone, can provide feedback and propose new features by creating issues on the official C# GitHub page. All the notes from official design meetings are publicly shared with the community. And trust me, it's quite amazing taking a look at them. Behind the C# development language, there is Microsoft. That is the most successful software company in the world. And Microsoft is ultimately responsible to preserve the key design principle of the language. That, in my opinion, is a very good thing. As I mentioned, some of the key principles like productive by design, simplicity, readability are key, and Microsoft is preserving all of those things as they add new features to the language. Microsoft now is a different company than what it used to be in the past. They truly embraced open source and recently become the largest contributor to open source software. Microsoft is developing C# following 4 key strategy guidelines. 1, we will keep growing C# to meet the evolving needs for developers and remain a state-of-the-art programming language. 2, we will innovate aggressively while being very careful to stay within the spirit of the language. 3, we will prefer languages and performance improvements that benefit all or most developers. 4, we will continue to empower the broader ecosystem and grow its role in C# future, while maintaining strong stewardship of design decision to ensure continued coherence. So I believe this is a very important strategy from Microsoft, keeping the C# language evolving fast while being very careful to maintain the spirits of the language itself and the ecosystem in a very consistent way, okay? And they want to serve the whole community of developers, not just specific companies or things like that. So quite impressive, the commitment that Microsoft is putting on C# and .NET. And now it's been 24 years. Reason number 9 why C# is the best language to learn in 2024. C# as an active and vibrant community. I personally love the C# and .NET community. The community is probably one of the major reasons why I decided to invest on C# for my professional career. I started by attending local .NET events in Italy. I met some amazing developers over time. Despite my very limited experience at the beginning, one of them convinced me to create the official .NET community in Tuscany that I led for 8 years. That was an amazing experience. And for 8 years after that, I created and led the official .NET community in Cambridge, UK, organizing events every month for 1,500 plus professional .NET developers. And last year, after I moved to Northampton, I stepped down from the Cambridge community, but the community is still continuing to grow strongly thanks to new amazing leadership of Clive Tong and John Puddifoot. So if you are in the area, please join the meetup because they're going to continue to organize amazing .NET events in the local area in Cambridge, UK. Developers love to meet regularly in a safe environment to learn and grow from each other. It's fun, it's rewarding. It's extremely useful for your career to practice speaking skills and also to build your network. Personally, I found my job at Regate, where I'm currently employed, thanks to the community event, okay? Because I went to an event, I met one of the Regaters there, and they convinced me that applying to Regate was probably the best things I could do. And that's been true. Now it's been almost 10 years that I've been at Regate and really enjoying the ride. The .NET Foundation is an independent organization that has been created to foster open source development and collaboration around the .NET ecosystem. It basically provides support to .NET community leaders to run communities and is currently actively supporting 300 plus .NET meetups groups around the world. So in my experience, local communities are the best, but developers also love to meet online nowadays, in addition to attending conferences. And that's also why now I'm mostly focusing on productive C# to provide and create a community online so everyone can join join amazing and passionate C# developers and learn together. So definitely encourage you to go to productc# and taking a look at that. And if you are committed to .NET and you really want to improve your career, I strongly encourage you to create a local community yourself in your area if it's not available, okay? Go to meetup.com, trying to search if there is a .NET community in your area. If not, go ahead and create one. You start with just a bunch of developers and then it will grow and your experience is going to be amazing. Trust me, I've been doing that for a lot of years. If your level of contribution in the community also is high enough, Microsoft also rewards individuals with a very special award that's called the Microsoft MVP. And I'm very honored to be part of such a group. We meet regularly at a special event called the Microsoft MVP Summit that has been organized in Microsoft headquarters each year, and now is also been available virtually to all Microsoft MVPs. I've been Microsoft MVP since 2018 now, or 17, I lost track, 6 times basically. But I don't take that for granted. I just love C# and .NET, and I will continue to share my knowledge and experience with the community as I learn more. If you're a community person and you love to interact with passionate developers, I'm sure you're going to love C#. It's the #1 reason why C# is amazing. It's the community as well. Okay, reason number 10. C# is a well-documented language. The official documentation on the C# language is very well written. It's the right place to start learning C#. Also, there is Microsoft Learn that provides learning materials on a wide variety of topics relevant for C# developers. Definitely recommend you to check it out. If you want to master C#, learn about all the latest features and stay up to date with the language and become a successful engineering leader, consider joining the Productive C# memberships that I'm leading. If you want a rigorous exploration of the language, you really like to get into the nitty-gritty, in the details of the syntax, please go to the C# specification online. It's going to describe exactly the language syntax in details. Reason number 11, C# has built-in design patterns and best practices. This is a very important one. C# embeds directly in the language many important design patterns. It helps to implement design patterns correctly in a very elegant way. Sometimes you are not even aware that you are actually using a design pattern, and that's exactly what it should be. The IEnumerable and IEnumerator interfaces, for example, YELD, and the for each keywords, they provide an extremely simple and intuitive way to implement the iterator design pattern. The using statement and the iDisposable interface provided a simple way to clean up resources after usage. Events are an idiomatic implementation of the observer design pattern using a publish-subscribe model. Delegates provides an idiomatic and more functional way to implement the strategy and factory design patterns. And async-await provides an intuitive way to implement asynchronous programming while maintaining a similar level of productivity as writing just synchronous code. All of this is absolutely amazing, okay? Especially for new developers. They can just get productive in the language using what's already there, knowing that using idiomatic features of C# immediately help you to be, writing great code following design patterns. Reason number 12, C# can leverage an extensive collections of libraries. The base class library provided by the .NET Framework is a massive help in the hands of C# developers. C# can tap on a vast collection of types to implement the most common tasks like using the file system, sending and receiving data over the network, performing math and crypto operations, and much more. But NuGet is the de facto package manager for .NET and provides 300,000 plus unique packages instantly available for you to be consumed inside your C# applications. You really have a lot of reusable components and frameworks available at your fingertips as soon as you adopt C#. And that's literally amazing. Number 13, C# can run very fast, and this might come to a surprise to some people. It's true that C# has not been designed with performance as a key design goal. That wasn't the key design goal. However, over the years, C# introduced many features to help developers optimize performance and memory allocations. Structs, pointers, fixed statements, value tuple, value task, ref structs, stack alloc initializers, span t and memory t, string.create are all features and types that provide ways to improve performance in critical C# applications. .NET itself and ASP.NET Core capitalize on all of these features to create a super fast runtime and web application framework. C# can be optimized to run very fast, but please don't get caught in premature optimization. Most of the time, you really don't need to care about speed, and keeping your code readable, as always, is the number one priority, is the most important thing. Also, don't forget that the just-in-time compiler generates machine code at the exact time when the code is executed, and that sometimes can generate code that is even faster than code compiled ahead of time like C and C++. In addition to that, though, Microsoft also created native AOT, ahead-of-time compilation, and enables ahead-of-time compilation, creating apps with faster startup time and smaller memory footprints, now in .NET 8. These native apps runs without a dependency on the .NET runtime, and that's increased performance. Don't let, though, performance be a reason stopping you to learn and adopt C#, okay? It's not the case. Number 14, C# can run in the browser. Some people really don't believe this. But yes, that's true. Blazor is the latest addition to the .NET technologies and probably one of the most exciting and promising. Blazor is a framework to build client web applications with C# instead of using JavaScript, leveraging the standard WebAssembly technology. There's been so many years that .NET developers really wanted to use C# and leveraged it even on client side. And now you can finally do it. You can finally run C# in the browser without forcing the users to install plugins like Silverlight at the time. A WebAssembly compiled version of a clean .NET runtime is used to run your C# code natively, directly inside the browser. And you need to almost never write JavaScript code. thanks. It's amazing. Blazor is basically a framework that you really want to keep an eye on, and is growing and improving at every release. So definitely worthwhile. Lots of companies already use it in production. It will make writing your client web application so much more productive. Number 15, and the last of the key reasons why you should use C#. But there are so many more, but that's how many I come up with. C# developers are in high demand, okay? C# skills are really in high demand, and big and small organizations are using C# daily to develop their critical systems. So go ahead and Google C# developers opportunities, C# software engineering positions. You're gonna find tons of offers available on the market. There is no shortage of C# developers jobs in the world, and this means C# is a secure investment to your future career. Top C# developers can easily earn a six-figure salary in the US. According to salary.com, at this point in time, can earn 130K plus, and more than 80K in the UK, according to IT Jobs. So it's definitely worth sharpening your skills and trying to get in the top 10% of C# developers worldwide. Obviously, salaries around the world varies, but it's definitely clear that mastering C# can really help you secure a very high-paid job. So my conclusion is, obviously, go and learn C# in 2024. And if you already know C#, go sharpen your skills, try to get into the top 10%, even in the top 1% of C# developers, and you're gonna get a better job, increased salary and opportunities and satisfaction as a software engineer. So I really hope this episode really helped you to understand the role of C# in the software development industry and why it's such a loved and productive language. You know, C# is extremely well designed, in high demand, in top companies around the world. So deciding to invest in mastering C# can be one of the best career decisions you can make in 2024. I still remember back in the days, after learning a lot of languages and platform and so on, as soon as I come across to C# and .NET, understanding the .NET framework, I think it was .NET Framework 1.1 when I come across to it, I fall in love and I decided to invest 100% in it and go deep in understanding the language and .NET. And that was one of the best decisions I've made in my career, now quite a long time ago, but almost 20 plus years ago. To be fair, nowadays, even if I had to do the same decision, I would still make the same decision. C# and .NET is still the best choice, the best programming language to choose for you to invest if you want to have a career in software development. Thank you very much for listening. And if you're really interested to go further with C#, go check out productec.com, connect with me on LinkedIn, subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to all of my social media, and stay in touch. I'm now a technical lead manager. I'm leading .NET engineers as my role. I'm growing C# .NET developers. I'm helping them grow. I'm helping to get better and progress in their careers. Is something I love to do. I love C#, I love .NET, I love the community, I love leadership and mentoring and managing others people so that they can become great engineers and we can serve our customers and makes the world a better place. C# is the language that you should decide to use in 2024 and beyond. And thank you very much for listening and stay tuned. Cheers.